Good evening. Welcome to the Pink Couch. Tonight's episode, Moving Forward.
If you need clarity, have a conversation. Protect your sanity. Have a conversation. Come to the pink couch and talk it out with Coach Lele. With Coach Lele. With Coach Lele. Yeah. A simple conversation brings much clarity.
Once again, welcome to the Pink Couch. Do me a quick favor. Can you please click that subscribe button so you can always be in the know of what's going on with the Pink Couch? And I have some special news. Listen, this coming Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m., the Pink Couch is on the road. We are heading to Danville Parks and Recreation for their International Women's Month celebration and acknowledgement. I am the keynote speaker and I'm going to be there in Danville, Virginia. So I need to see y'all Sunday at 3 p.m. If you follow me on social media, the flyer is there. Click that icon and register the QR code and get registered. It's completely free. You just need to know who's all going to be there, but you have an opportunity to meet me in person. So if you are anywhere near Danville, Virginia, I would love to see your face and hug your neck this weekend. All right. So Pink Couch is doing big things. So let's get into our topic tonight. I want to talk about moving forward. Now, we're in March now. So we've been through the resolutions. I failed. I passed. Either way. But there are a lot of people that are in a place called stuck. And they are stuck because they refuse to move forward. And so a lot of people don't get the satisfaction of the resolve of an issue. So they will continue to bring the issue up in conversation, especially when they're angry. When you have really dealt with that situation, you've apologized, you tried to make reconciliation, and you tried to move forward. But some people can't get past offense. They can't get past disappointment. They can't get past rejection. And so it's doing a lot more damage to us than we realize. So I'm going to talk about different facets of moving forward. You know, I'm a wordsmith, so I have to break the words down. So let's go to Webster's Dictionary. And the definition of moving says defined as marked by or capable of movement. Marked by or capable of movement. It also means used for transferring furnishings from one residence to another. It means producing or transferring motion or action. It's also defined as originating, instigating, or promoting something. That blew my mind. Then it says stirring deeply in a way that evokes a strong emotional response. That is a definition of moving. But the one that I really want to highlight is originating, instigating, or promoting something. All right. So let's look at forward. According to Webster's Dictionary, it is an adjective and it means situated in advance. Ooh, yeah. Situated in advance. It means strongly inclined. It means ready. It means notably advanced or developed. It means moving, tending, or leading toward a position in front. This is forward now. It means extreme. It means radical. It means relating to or getting ready for the future. So if you combine this together, you have originating, instigating, or promoting something that's moving, tending, or leading toward a position in front. Okay? That's a whole lot right there. So once again, let's do something else. Producing or transferring motion or action to get ready for the future, moving forward. So the reason why I want to talk about this tonight is because I got, y'all know I'm a church girl, so let me put a little bit of church in here. I got corrected by the Holy Spirit about saying the term life is too short. And we'll say life's too short to be dealing with that or fooling with that. No. Bible says he will satisfy us with long life. And so he said he showed me where the reason why people say life is too short is because they're not fulfilling their purpose. And he said, if either you're going to fulfill purpose or you're going to feel an early grave. And that was just a lot of harsh, but it really got my attention. So he told me, I need you to move forward. It's important that you move forward. So I want to talk about how not moving forward affects us physically. I did a little research, okay? So in my research, I found that the danger of sitting is now the new smoking, okay? Usually smoking would kill you, but now sitting still, not doing anything is the new smoking. That blew my mind. So when I kept researching, I found out that not moving forward, whether physically in sedentary lifestyle or mentally stagnation, poses severe health and personal risk. Inactivity causes muscle atrophy, weight gain, weakened immunity, cardiovascular disease, and an increase of early death. Okay, this is not moving at all. Mentally, it causes stagnation, bitterness, reduced cognitive function, and diminished capacity for growth. This is what I found in my research. So now sitting still, not moving is the new smoking. And you know, smoking is hazardous to your health. It blackens your lungs. It gives heart disease, all that stuff. But now they're saying sitting still is the new smoking. And so this is why some doctors tell you need to get up and be mobile. You need to go walking. They really advertise or really push walking over running and jogging. They say if you walk every day, it does something for your heart. And so I found out that not moving forward is affecting our health. Not just mentally, but our physical health. And so when you sit still, you're not moving forward, you are literally slowly dying and don't even know it. So as I begin to research, it causes the physical danger of not moving, which is sedentary lifestyle, cardiovascular disease. Prolonged sitting increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and high blood pressure. All right. Metabolic syndrome and diabetes. Your metabolism slows, leading to poor blood sugar, poor regulation, increased insulin resistance, and a higher risk of type 2 diabetes by not moving. That's amazing to me. Kept digging. Muscular. Okay, I'm gonna get it right in a second. Musculoskeletal decline, muscle atrophy, weakening and shrinking. Your muscles weaken and shrink when you don't move, particularly in the legs and the glutes, and it weakens your bones. And when you get osteoporosis, this is from not moving, from sitting still, not doing anything. Also, chronic disease and death. Inactivity is linked to high cholesterol, increased inflammation, certain cancers, colon or breast, and a risk of death comparable to smoking. That's why they say sitting is now the new smoking. And of course, this should be known, weight gain. Reduced calorie burning leads to obesity, often accompanied by fatigue and poor sleep. This is from not moving. So when you are afraid to move forward after divorce, after rejection, after a job loss, after a major change in your life, even the death of a loved one, you are putting yourself in a position to slowly die. That's mind blowing. So this may be the reason why people who have been sitting for a long time start moving, end up having a heart attack, because the body is not used to that drastic change. So when you stop moving, you're doing yourself a disservice physically first. So I wanted to bring that out. And so we got to get up and start moving. Okay, you might not can afford a gym membership. You can walk down the sidewalk and back. You can walk around the cul-de-sac in your neighborhood. You can walk from 3 houses up, back 3 houses down. That's moving. You know what I'm saying? We have got to start moving. Stagnation is killing us. Okay, so let's talk about the mental and life dangers of not moving forward. Okay, so as I begin to research, I found that cognitive decline is one of them. Prolonged inactivity can lead to reduced brain-derived neurotrophic factor, affecting your memory, your learning, and increasing dementia risk by not moving, y'all. So then you have mental health issues. Stagnation and inactivity contribute to increased anxiety, depression, and low energy levels. And a lot of times when we say, I just don't feel like it today, you need to get up and start moving. When you start feeling like you don't want to move, you need to move. It affects how you learn. And it gives you increased anxiety and depression. Okay. Next one I found out was psychological stagnation. A lack of progress leads to loss of motivation, increased bitterness, and an inability to recognize new opportunities. That's huge. I'm going to read that one again. Lack of progress leads to a loss of motivation, increased bitterness, and an inability to recognize new opportunities. A lot of you are trying to figure out, where should I go from here? The reason why you are there, because you have not had any mobility in your emotions or in your body. And so our physical health affects our mental health. You have to understand that your body has a function. And when the body is not moving, that means everything else is standing still. You're only supposed to be sitting still to rest. But if you're just sitting still and your brain is working, it's stressing your body. Did you hear what I said? When you're not moving, but your brain is steadily working, you're steadily trying to process, it's affecting your whole entire body. So now here comes a new opportunity for you to expand your business, and you missed it because you ain't feeling today. When you have to be intentional. And this is the thing, if you notice, when you are intentional, your whole entire body is in agreement. My body's in agreement with my hands moving, I'm moving my muscles. Everything is in agreement because I'm moving. And so sometimes I talk fast, so my body moves fast. I eat fast. I eat like I talk. I have to really slow myself down and really chew my food and digest it because I'm always moving. I'm very, very hyperactive. So that helps me in a whole lot of ways. But you got to understand that you are missing opportunities and you have increased bitterness. You're bitter because you're not moving. You're bitter because everybody else is moving, everybody else is progressing, and you're sitting. Now you're bitter. They think they're better than me. They don't even call me. What type of friend are they? No, sweetheart. No, beloved. You have to make an intentional decision to get moving. You're going to stay stuck here forever. This is why you have the 600-pound life, the 1,000-pound life. They sat there. They became bitter. They became depressed. And so it affected everything about them. And so when they start to move, start to exercise, it's hard because the body is so used to sitting. So now the body has to realign itself with, okay, we're moving now. So now we got to start moving. But all that time you sat and did nothing, so did your brain. It just sat there. It didn't do anything. So this is really, really deeper than what we think. Another thing that danger of not moving forward mentally is social isolation. Inactivity also leads to social isolation, which is linked, wait for this, to a weakened immune system. It's linked to depression and it's linked to cognitive decline. This is why our Bible says to come together. Don't not come to church. I'm paraphrasing. Go get around the people and get moving. You've ever seen TV shows where they're twins, right? And one twin is weaker than the other. They will put the other twin in the crib with them, in there with them to get them to move. Isolation it will kill you slowly. When you separate yourself, you don't deal with people, you don't want to talk to nobody, you want to be a hermit on earth, it's going to slowly kill you. You need social interaction. You really do. Some of you were not disengaged until social media came along, but the danger in it is a false connection. It's false narratives being put out there. And so now you're trusting something that does not really exist when you had family, you had friends, you had coworkers, but you isolated yourself because of your situation. But that isolation weakens your immune system. Isn't that amazing? Some people are sick right now because they don't hang around people. But what do? Put your mask on. Don't be around folk. You're gonna die. But that's the whole plan, is to isolate you and depopulate. And there'll be a depopulation in the country. Everybody gets isolated. You're not around nobody. You slowly die. So we really got to understand that mobility is important more than we realize. So how do we mitigate these risks? Well, my research says break up sitting. Take breaks every 30 minutes to walk or stretch. Break up your sitting time. So the thing is, when you start moving, your brain starts working. When I'm laying in the bed not doing nothing, I don't feel, I have to get, I can't. If I had a work from home job, I have to dress like this. I would have to get up, get dressed, do my makeup, do my hair, because this tells me I'm ready to work. If I'm in relaxed mode, I'm not gonna get anything done. And a lot of people are struggling because you're in relaxed mode. You're not in productivity mode. You think it's supposed to come to you. You post a couple of things on social media. Everybody's supposed to flock to your business. But have you gotten out, passed out your business cards, go into a restaurant and have lunch and see somebody sitting by, strike up a conversation with them and give them your business card? There are so many things that we can do to expand our reach, but we're too busy sitting and sulking. And so how do you get up every 30 minutes and take a walk, take a break? It gets your mind, your body moving again. All right. Another thing you can do is increase your activity. Aim for at least 60 to 75 minutes of moderate activity daily to counteract the effects of a desk job. Most people who have desk jobs are overweight. If you have a job to sit down, you got to be careful because you sitting there snacking and everything, but you're sitting, you're not moving. My husband, bless his heart, because he's in a different type of educational position, he's sitting more than stand up teaching. When he stand up teaching, he didn't have all this weight on him. And I told him that it's just because you're sitting. You're not as mobile as you were as a social studies teacher. So you got to understand that mobility is important, because if your body is not moving, calories are not burning. They're not burning. That's why married people need to have sex. Sex is so important in marriage, not just for having babies. It's a stress reliever. It'll get some stress off of you, and you're working muscles and you're moving and you're active, and it gets everything going. And so a lot of you are not getting releases. That's why single people are struggling, because their bodies are made to release certain things through orgasms. But when you're not moving, this is what happens. And we have got to get back to moving. So you need to have at least 60 to 75 minutes of activity a day. And you can do that by breaking it up every 30 minutes. That's easy to do. That's easy to do. The next thing I found was mental engagement. Pursue new skills or hobbies to prevent mental stagnation. I irritate a lot of people because I'm always doing something. I'm telling you, some people cannot handle my spontaneity. She has always got something going on because my mind is always moving. I'm always having ideas, and I'm very creative. And most creatives, that's how they flow. We can't, not producing is aggravating. So when we're doing something that doesn't work, we have to take a step back and breathe and go back at it, because we're used to producing something. And so if you want to get rid of mental stagnation, you got to find you something to do. Find you a hobby, find you something that you like to do. I know one of my friends, they like to bowl. So they'll just bowl for about an hour and they're good. You know what I'm saying? For me, I like going to the park looking at the ducks. I don't know what it is about the lake and ducks, but I love it. I love to go to the beach. I can't do that all the time. So I settle for Hester Park in Greensboro. But I like to be around nature sometimes to just kind of decompress from my mind and get some ideas. Sunshine. We need sunshine, y'all. We got our kids we got childhood diabetes, and we got kids with blood pressure, and we got kids with stuff like this because they don't go outside and get some sun. You need sunshine. The sunshine is there. It doesn't just make everything outside live, it makes us live. And so this is why when it's raining, we kind of like blah, blah, blah. Why? Because the sun is not in contact with our skin. It's always shining, but clouds cover it. So it's cloudy, we get a little somber. And so sunshine is so important, but we don't utilize it. We don't do that at all. We want to stay in the house with air conditioning all the time, and we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that. And everybody knows I love AC. Yes, I do, but I got enough sense to know I need some sun. So I go outside. I may not stay out there long because I don't like bugs. But this is the time you don't really have to worry about that. So I'm outside a lot. I like to walk when it's cold because I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go walk 2 miles in the morning in the wintertime. And people are like, that is crazy. But I did my best walking when it's cold. But I'm outside. And so we got to get moving. So being still is affecting our health physically and mentally. Okay, let's shift a little bit. Let's talk about the dangers of not moving forward emotionally. A lot of people are in this place as I'm speaking. And whether it's a breakup, whether it's a friendship that's gone awry, or you've got let go from a company you worked for 20, 30 years, or the people that you spent your life helping are now deceased. You have nobody to cater to. It's a lot. It's different dynamics. And so the danger of not moving forward emotionally is that it also leads to depression. It also leads to anxiety, and it also causes stress and trauma on your body. So, not moving forward emotionally, which we will call emotional stagnation, a mental health decline. Persistent avoidance is directly linked to higher levels of depression, anxiety, and in some cases, trauma-related disorders. Okay? When somebody's persistently avoiding you, it's a reason for that. We got to pay attention. All right. Another one I found out in my research was physical health consequences. Unprocessed emotions manifest physically as chronic pain, migraines, fatigue, weakened immunity, and stress-related diseases. In case you did not know, stress is a silent killer. It just is. And so when you're emotionally stagnant, you will end up with physical health consequences. Stunted relationships. Inability to process emotions leads to superficial, shallow connections, causing deep isolation, even when surrounded by others. When you don't deal with your emotions, you settle for what's superficial. It looks like it's okay. It looks like it's thriving, but it's not. You'll take your presentation like, okay, you a label person. I call them a label hoe, but these are people who are obsessed with labels. It's got to be Gucci, got to be Louis, got to be Coach, got to be this. If it ain't that, I don't want nothing. That is superficial. That is somebody that does not know their value and their worth. The label is never supposed to make you. You make the label. The truth be told, the label wouldn't mean nothing if nobody bought it. Let's keep it a buck. It's only thriving based on its ability to sell. And so if I made a purse today called the Lele's Collection, everybody's not going to not pay their bill to get that bag because not enough people have bought it yet to hype it up. And so these companies and these labels are only as valuable as their customers, which is why you should treat people a certain way. But some people, it's superficial. If they think those labels make them. Then the shallow connections. You're connected to somebody via social media. They are celebrity and they may have liked your post. And now you screenshot it. Oh, so-and-so liked my post. It could be their personal assistant. It might not even be them. But those are shallow connections. There's no depth to it. It's just at a distance. When you have the inability to process your emotions, now you go into deep isolation. Even when you're surrounded by people. Have you ever heard talk to somebody? They're saying, don't nobody love me. And they're saying it to you and you love them. You care about them. You help them. But people who can't process their emotions, they put themselves in a deep isolation. And even if they're surrounded by people, they still feel alone because they don't know how to process their emotions. They don't know how to move forward. So therefore, you have stunted relationships. And a lot of you watching me tonight are in this place because you don't know who's around you. And there's a difference in being in my life and around my life. Some people around you are not in your life. They're just there to benefit from what you can offer. But there are people that really believe in your business concepts. They believe in your dreams. They believe in your aspirations. And they're trying to encourage you, give you constructive criticism, but we won't take it. We get offended. And so we deeper isolate ourselves. This is what happens when you don't move forward. So then that leads to loss of self. Individuals may feel numb, detached, and lose their sense of identity, living a life that feels meaningless or living a life for other people. And half this country, maybe 2/3 of this country, this world does that. We live vicariously for other people. We live for people's approval, people's acceptance. And when we don't get those affirming words, we don't get the pats on the back, and we don't get the endorsement, now we feel useless and lifeless. I use this analogy all the time about the cleaning product called 409. The reason why it's called 409, because it tried to get a grant, it tried to get accepted 408 times before they finally got a yes. Can you imagine being turned down 408 times? Some of us don't even try after two. That's 408. But the man that created that product kept submitting it. And at the 409th time, he finally got a yes. He named it 409. And so a lot of us don't keep going. We get so easily discouraged, so easily disgusted, and we just stop. But the reason why you haven't gotten there yet is because you're not moving. That's where it is. You're not moving. So if you're not moving forward, how do you expect to get there? You can't. So we have got to get out of this screenshot mindset where we have a screenshot of what we want, but it never becomes a reality. Screenshots are always given to produce negative connotations. It's never positive shots. And so you have to move forward. One of the things that I learned in my own journey is that when I refused to move forward, it didn't stop the people that hurt me. Do you know what I said? If I sulked about it, if I cried about it, if I lamented about it, them people went on with their life. They were still doing what they wanted to do and didn't care nothing about my feelings. And a lot of people are sitting here waiting for somebody to acknowledge hurt feelings when they don't care. That's why they hurt them in the first place. So what you have to do is say, you know what? I'm going to forgive them without the apology. Forgive people without an apology. Because if you wait on an apology, you're going to die. I'm telling you right there. You know that meme they got out there about somebody waiting to get married and it was a skeleton? That's the way some of y'all look right now. You look like a skeleton because you're waiting for somebody to say that they're sorry. You're waiting for somebody to say they did you wrong, and they don't have the ability to do that. We have to stop with these unrealistic expectations because that's what makes us frustrated. And when you are frustrated, you cannot produce any fruit. So you really got to get out of this stagnant place. Deal with your emotions. It happened. I can't change it, but I can change what I learned from it, because everything that we go through is a lesson that we have to learn. And sometimes we keep repeating it because we didn't learn the lesson the last time. So until you change, until you get back to your true self, these are the things that are going to happen. So I'm going to give you an acronym for forward. So, well, it's not really an acronym, but I'm going to talk about the letters in forward. First thing you got to do is forgive. If you're going to move forward, you have to forgive, especially without an apology, because there are some people that will not admit that they're wrong. They got too much pride. They've told too many lies to too many people. That's financing their foolishness. So they're going to go back and make no retractions because they're going to lose money. Let's just keep it a buck. That's what it is. They don't want to lose the endorsement. They don't want to lose what they gained by lying. So forgive without the apology. Number 2, observe. Observation is important in moving forward. You have to observe, what did you go through? Observe the patterns. Observe how you felt. Observe what you did. Observation is very important in moving forward. You have to pay attention to what's going on around you. The R is for respect. If you're going to move forward, you got to respect yourself and other people. But respect yourself first. Because if you don't respect yourself, you will continue to tolerate disrespect, which leads to W, your worth. In order to move forward, you have to know your worth, because remember that forward meant moving, tending, or leading toward a position in the front. It means notably advanced or reserved. It means situated in advance. So you're going to have to know your worth. Otherwise, you're going to be in the wrong situation. You have been brought into this earth situated in advance to be a music producer, an author, a writer, a husband, a wife, a friend. a philanthropist. You were already situated in advance, but we end up going backwards instead of forwards. So you have to know your worth. The 8 leads to authenticity. I love this word, authenticity and affluence. I love those 2 words. The more authentic you become, the more affluent you will be. But if you keep being fake, live for other people, trying to be in their fantasies, you are not going to be able to move forward by being anything other than authentic. The next R leads to realign. In order to move forward, you have to realign yourself because you've been going backwards. You've been thinking wrong. You've been making wrong decisions. Then you have to realign. That's why when you start moving your body, your brain starts moving. Your heart starts pumping. Muscles begin to build. Blood is flowing. So you have to realign yourself. And that's why moving forward is so important. Because remember, sitting still is a new smoking. That's killing people. And the last letter is D, decide. D is for decide. Decide tonight. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to pursue everything that I want to pursue. It doesn't matter if nobody else likes it or agrees with it. I like it. I agree with it. It's my passion. It's my purpose. Let me pursue this. You have to make some decisions if you're going to move forward. People who don't make decisions, people who are indecisive, are stuck. You have to decide. So once again, forward is forgive, observe, respect, know your worth, be authentic, realign, and decide. I am telling you, it is time for you and I to move forward. So listen, this is a great time, a great season to realign yourself. I hope that what I said today has helped you understand where you are and it has shifted you from that place. I'm counting on you to be in a whole other place by this time next week. I'm Coach Lele. Thank you for watching The Pink Couch. See you next week.
If you need